Good afternoon and welcome to day 10 of the 43rd Toronto International Film Festival. We're in the last 2 days of the festival. That is why my voice sounds like this. My name is Dorota. I'm from the programming department, and it is my great honor to be introducing Emir Baigazin's The River. The River is competing in our platform section. It's an esteemed section of the festival, and we're so proud to have it here. To begin, we would like to acknowledge that today's events are taking place on the treaty territory of the Mississaugas of the New Credit and the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, the Anishinaabe, and the Huron-Wendat. We are sincerely grateful to have the opportunity to work in the community. This film is eligible for the Toronto Platform Prize presented by Air France, and it is also eligible for the Grolsch People's Choice Award. You can vote for as many films in the festival online at tiff.net/vote. A big thank you to Films Boutique for providing us with The River. Emir Baigazin was born in the province of Aktobe in Kazakhstan. He studied at the T. Akhtanov Aktobe Drama Theatre and Kazakh National Academy of Arts, specializing in film direction and cinema. His films as a director include the shorts Sept and Virgins, as well as the features Harmony Lessons and The Wounded Angel. The River is his latest film, and we're so fortunate to have him here. Let's welcome him to the stage.
Здравствуйте, мне очень приятно находиться здесь, видеть вас. Спасибо за то, что вы нашли время посмотреть мое кино.
Hello, I'm very pleased to be here. Very pleased to see you here. Thank you that you found the time to watch my movie.
У меня очень длинные планы, очень медленное кино. И мне хотелось попросить вас не уходить и досмотреть фильм до конца.
You know, I have very long shots and a very slow movie, so I'd like to ask you not to leave before the movie is over. Just watch it till the end.
Я думаю, в конце вы получите удовольствие.
I think at the end you will enjoy it.
My thanks to Toronto Film Festival for the invitation in so very good program. So see you after screening. Thank you.
Emir, first of all, thank you for your film. I mean, I have to be honest, it's my absolute favorite film in the festival. It means so much to me, and the first time I saw it, it really took a lot out of me, so I will give you all a moment to think of your questions, and I will start by asking a few of my own. First, Emir, so to give some context to the film, and before we talk about The River, and before we talk about your directing, it's the last part of your Asia trilogy. So there's Harmony Lessons, there's The Wounded Angels, and then there's The River. Could you talk about if you conceived all of these three together or separately?
Ну, во-первых, это не Asian Trilogy, это какая-то ошибка, недоразумение. Это трилогия об Аслане, Aslan's Trilogy.
Well, first of all, it's not an Asian trilogy. It's some kind of misunderstanding. It's an Aslan's trilogy. It's a trilogy about Aslan, the protagonist.
Что касается трилогии, да, это конец трилогии. Мне в этой части хотелось, во-первых, избежать реального убийства и сделать картину о помыслах.
As for the trilogy part, yes, this is the end of the trilogy. And what I wanted to do in this part, I wanted to avoid talking about a real murder and to make this movie about thoughts.
В предыдущих частях мои герои, как мне казалось, имели какую-то диалектичную природу, а многие видели их почему-то очень негативными. Мне это не очень нравилось, поэтому Аслан у меня здесь немножко другой.
In the previous movies, I thought that my characters had a dialectal nature, but many people saw them as negative, and I didn't like that, so I had to do it slightly differently this time around.
Однажды я наткнулся на фразу из притчи Соломона. Она звучала как «Помыслы в сердце человека, глубокие воды». Она очень сильно вдохновила меня.
Once I came across a quote from the King of Solomon, "Counsel in the heart of man is like deep waters," and that's what inspired me.
You get asked a lot about working with children, working with young adults, but I'm really interested in The River as a character in your film. Could you talk about sourcing this and how you got the idea?
Очень часто мне задают вопрос, как я работаю с актерами. На самом деле у меня никакого секрета нет. С ними надо работать как со взрослыми. Иногда они удивляют даже больше.
I'm often asked how I work with my actors. My answer is I work with children the same way I work with grown-ups, and I don't have any special secret, and sometimes they surprise me even more.
И мне очень приятно, что Дорота говорит о реке как о героине. На самом деле мы очень много искали и выбрали реку, как ни странно, рядом с Алматинской областью.
And I'm very pleased that Dorota mentioned the river as the protagonist, and we looked for a long time, and finally we discovered the river in the Almaty area.
Но художник-постановщик, он посмотрел практически все реки Казахстана.
But our art director, he examined practically all the rivers in Kazakhstan.
For those, I'm so curious, has anyone here been to Kazakhstan or is from Kazakhstan? Raise your hands. Oh, quite a lot. That's great. For those people who perhaps have not, can you tell us, is it common for families to live in these arid landscapes? Would you find a family like this, really?
Нет, это плотные фантазии.
No, this is the fruit of my imagination.
I'd love to take some questions from the audience. Yes.
Why do the boys have holes in their shirt?
The question is, why do the boys have holes in their shirts?
Большое спасибо за внимание, в первую очередь, такое скрупулезное.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for such attention to detail.
Но я не любитель, да и мне кажется, многие режиссеры не любители разбирать на части свои картины. Это, наверное, я очень хитро поступлю, это вопрос больше к художнику по костюму.
Well, I don't like, and I think many directors don't like to take apart their movies. So I'm just be a little bit, smart here, and I think this is the question for somebody who designed the costumes for the movie.
Question to costume designer.
Yes, in the aisle. The question is about the youngest boy, if he's an actor or...
Нет, все они дебютанты, как и герои всей трилогии, предыдущих частей тоже. Они все впервые работают в кино.
No, they're all amateurs, so it's their first time, just like the characters in the first two of my movies. That's first time working.
How did you find them, or...
It's also a classical way. It's not a very big secret in a casting way, something like that. Yes, just a classical way.
Yes.
Hi, is this story anyway connected to Lord of the Flies?
The question is the story connected in any way to Lord of the Flies?
Нет, но я очень часто слышал, во-первых, я знаю это произведение, и очень много людей говорили, что я почему-то вдохновлялся, создавая свое первое кино.
No, but first, I am familiar with this work, and some people, for some reason, suggested that I was inspired by it while making the movie.
Особенно, когда я делал первую.
Especially the first one.
The first part of the trilogy.
Harmony lessons, yeah. Any questions in the back? Yes.
I was really intrigued by the way the camera let us see only so much, and often we would hear but wouldn't see. The screen was full, and yet there was a lot that you didn't see. And I wondered, it seemed to me that as the film progressed, we started to see more. So I was wondering about your choice of just the vista.
Did everyone hear that? No. So there's a comment about how a lot from the film is learned off screen, not necessarily in the camera, and how progressively the frame of the camera expands to show you more, and if that's intentional.
Вообще, делая кино, я стараюсь, чтобы многие вещи были не случайные, были продуманные. И мне кажется, одно из основных чувств — это чувство сокрытия, чувство это тема помыслов, поэтому мне хотелось бы не все показывать и давать поле для каких-то интерпретаций, чтобы зритель не только смотрел, а доигрывал что-то у себя в голове и работал.
Well, I try while making my movies, I try that that everything was not by accident. I try to think everything through. And the main thing here is concealment. So because the movie is about thoughts, so I thought that it would be important that not everything is revealed. So the audience is not just watching the movie, but also has to do some work.
Any other questions? I would love to get a question from Kazakhstan as well, especially. Yeah. Or I'll keep talking. Well, actually, I have a question about your directorial style, and it first starts with a story. I was lucky enough to be in Kazakhstan, I think 3 years ago or 2 years ago when you were pitching the film at Kazakh Studio.
2 years.
2 years ago. And I happened to walk by a room before Emir's presentation for financing. And I was very bad and walked into this room and looked at all the storyboards and the beautiful image that you had laid out for the film. So I was wondering, how do you approach directing a film? Do you start with the images? Do you start with the script? What's your process?
Мне всегда очень важно найти баланс между структурой и чувственностью.
It's always very important for me to strike the right balance between the structure and the sensual, the sensitive part.
Мне кажется, чаще всего все начинается с чувства, а затем приходит идея.
I think that most often everything begins with a sense, and then the structure and the plot comes in.
Когда у меня спрашивают, как надо начинать делать кино или как надо научиться делать фильмы, я говорю, что нужно быть внимательными к своим чувствам и с большим уважением относиться к какому-то чувству, которое в тебе собралось, и оно действительно хочет что-то сказать. Дайте время, через неделю появится какая-то идея, появится какая-то законченность, история. Поэтому все начинается с чувства.
When I'm asked how you can start making movies, what would be the best way to learn how to make movies, I always say that you have to be attentive to your feelings. You have to respect the sense, the inner sense that wants to say something, wants to tell a story. And just give it time, and maybe in a week's time, something will start materializing, will be an idea, and then it will come to its logical conclusion with a plot, with a story. So everything begins with a feeling, with a sense.
Если коротко говорить, то все начинается с правого полушария и проверяется левым.
To kind of summarize it briefly, it starts in your right hemisphere and then gets verified in the left.
I want to talk about this last scene in the film, which is such a beautiful release, and it's really the last scene of your Aslan trilogy. Was this really the last thing you shot, or did it come in the middle? How did you prepare for this?
Мне очень приятно, во-первых, слышать такой вопрос.
First of all, I'm very pleased to hear this question.
Поскольку это для меня празднование окончания трилогии, от которой я в какой-то степени тоже устал.
Because for me, I am celebrating the completion of the trilogy, which to some extent it did wear me out.
И камера там двигается, я это делал сознательно, поскольку все 3 части трилогии, они держались на статичных кадрах, а здесь я это все делал сознательно и уделял большое внимание их танцу. И ребята, конечно, молодцы.
So here, the camera is moving, and this was a conscious decision because the other parts of the trilogy are very static. And here I devoted attention to movement and, of course, the dance itself, and the children really did a great job.
And were you dancing as well?
Это было в последние дни. Нет, я на самом деле не очень эмоциональный, поэтому все об этом знают. Я не очень эмоционально праздную окончание съемок. Кажется, нет. Может, я в комнате танцевал, но не на съемочной площадке.
Well, it was the last day of our shoot, and everybody knows me as not a terribly emotional person, so everybody knows that. So I might have been dancing in my room, but not on the set.
Emir, it's such a pleasure to have you in Toronto, and really we're so proud to have this film in our platform section and to have you here with us. I want to also encourage you, though, to vote for the film for the Grosh People's Choice Award online at tiff.net/vote. And thank you so much for being here. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.